Hey there, globe-trotters and passport stamp collectors. Get ready for a whirlwind adventure because today we're diving into the top 15 countries where Americans might just get the cold shoulder. Now, before you pack those bags and slap on your I Love USA bumper stickers, you might want to check this list twice. We're talking about places where the welcome mat might as well be a beware of dogs sign for American tourists. From the historic alleyways of Europe, where the only Big Mac you'll find is in a museum, to the sun-kissed beaches where your American Express is met with less express and more, "Why are you even here?" But fear not. This isn't your run-of-the-mill travel advisory. Oh no, we're bringing you the inside scoop with a twist of lemon and a pinch of humor, because if you can't laugh at international diplomatic tensions, what can you laugh at, right? And remember, it's all in good fun, because at the end of the day, we're all just citizens of this wild, wonderful world. Stay curious, my friends, and let the journey begin. Ah, Somalia, the land of sun, sea, and surprisingly strenuous entry requirements for American tourists. Before you start packing your pirate hat for that ultimate Instagram shot off the Horn of Africa, you might want to reconsider. Why, you ask? Let's dive in, shall we? Picture this: Somalia, a country with landscapes that could make even the most seasoned travelers' jaws drop, from the sprawling beaches to the bustling markets filled with vibrant colors and fragrant spices. However, it's also a place where the phrase tourist hotspot might get you a few raised eyebrows, and not just because of the equatorial sun. Now imagine trying to navigate the streets of Mogadishu with a giant "I'm an American tourist" sign. Not the best idea, right? Somalia's rich history and culture might be alluring, but the current advisories paint a picture of a less-than-ideal tourist destination, with recommendations to draft a will and leave DNA samples before visiting. Talk about a pre-vacation checklist. And let's not forget about the local hospitality, or lack thereof, for American visitors. Picture being greeted not with a welcome drink, but perhaps a more robust security check. The local version of "How's it going?" might just be a tad more intense than what you're used to. In all seriousness, while Somalia's beauty and culture are undeniable, the complexities and challenges make it a place where only the bravest, or perhaps the most research-oriented, travelers dare tread. So for now, maybe keep Somalia on your places to see from a safe and respectful distance list, and enjoy the wonders of the world where the welcome mat is a bit more, well, welcoming. Ah, India, a country so diverse that you can experience snow and sand dunes within the same day's journey. It's a place where cows are more respected than the traffic rules, and spicy means you'll need a fire extinguisher on standby. But for American tourists, it's a kaleidoscope of culture, cuisine, and complex visa applications. Imagine stepping off the plane, ready to embrace the land of Bollywood, only to realize your biggest adventure was actually getting the visa. Picture a bureaucratic Bollywood dance where every stamp and signature is a step, and you're always just slightly out of rhythm. Now, navigating India as an American can feel a bit like playing a game of cultural dodgeball. You might try to blend in, but somehow, wearing a kurta and practicing your namastes, you still stick out like a sore thumb, or more like a beacon for every street vendor and rickshaw driver. Special price for you, my friend, becomes the soundtrack of your travels. And let's talk about the Indian head bobble, a gesture so nuanced it could mean yes, no, or maybe, depending on the subtlest of vibrations. As an American, you'll find yourself attempting this local nod, only to look like a malfunctioning bobblehead. Despite the hurdles and the head bobbles, the beauty of India lies in its chaos. From the majestic Taj Mahal at sunrise to the serene backwaters of Kerala, every moment is a story waiting to be told. And the food. Just be prepared to answer the age-old question, how spicy? With a brave face, knowing full well that a little means your taste buds will be on a roller coaster ride, So pack your bags and maybe some antacids, arm yourself with patience for the visa process, and dive into the incredible tapestry that is India. Just remember, it's all part of the incredible journey that makes India, well, India. India, the land where cows roam free, and the Wi-Fi, well, let's just say it's as unpredictable as a monsoon in Mumbai. Picture this. You've just landed, armed with your American charm and a guidebook that promises a journey into the heart of the exotic East. But hold your sacred cows, because the real adventure in India isn't just in visiting the Taj Mahal or finding your inner peace. Oh no, it's navigating the intricate dance of obtaining that prized possession, an Indian visa. Imagine embarking on an epic quest, not for hidden treasures or ancient artifacts, but for the elusive stamp of approval in your passport. The Indian visa process is a challenge that might make Indiana Jones think twice. You'll need the tenacity of a Bollywood hero and perhaps a touch of their flair for drama as you fill out the lengthy application, detailing everything from your shoe size to the existential question of why paneer is superior to all other forms of cheese. And let's not forget the thrilling escapade of crossing the India-Pakistan border. It's less Gandhi peaceful walk and more Mission Impossible stealth mission, complete with a background score that fluctuates between sitar strings and heartbeats. Spoiler alert, it's advised to stay clear of this high-octane drama unless you're a fan of geopolitical thrillers. Once you've braved the visa labyrinth and dodged the border intrigue, you're ready to embrace the chaos and charm that is India. Where else can you haggle over the price of a rickshaw ride and 5 minutes later be treated like royalty as you sip chai that has been lovingly brewed by a street vendor who insists on hearing your entire life story? In India, every day is an adventure, from navigating the bustling streets where traffic rules are more like friendly suggestions to deciphering the head wobble that could mean yes, no, or maybe let's have another cup of chai and discuss. It's a place where your senses are constantly engaged, your patience is tested, and your spirit is uplifted in the most unexpected moments. So to my fellow American wanderers, pack your bags with a sense of humor, a dollop of patience, and an open heart. India is not just a place you visit, it's an experience that stays with you, from the chaotic streets to the serene Himalayan peaks. And who knows, by the end of your journey, you might just find yourself planning your next Indian escapade, visa woes and all. Venezuela, oh Venezuela, a land where the beauty of the Angel Falls is only rivaled by the complexity of its politics. Picture yourself, an intrepid American traveler, landing in Caracas with dreams of adventure, only to find that the greatest adventure lies in navigating the socio-political tapestry of this vibrant land. Now imagine gearing up for a trip to Venezuela like you're preparing for an episode of Survivor. You're not just packing sunscreen and insect repellent, you're also brushing up on your diplomatic skills and maybe learning a few lines of Ode to Joy, just in case you need to blend in with the European tourists. The currency exchange in Venezuela, it's not just an economic transaction, it's an art form akin to a high-stakes poker game. You'll need the bluffing skills of a seasoned card shark and perhaps the serenity of a Buddhist monk as you navigate the ever-changing rates that fluctuate faster than you can say, Bolivar Soberano. And let's talk about the dining experience. In Venezuela, ordering a meal isn't just a matter of pointing at a menu. Oh no, it's a dance, a negotiation, a chance to practice your best Spanish pickup lines, even if all you wanted was a simple arepa. And remember, when it comes to salsa, the dance, not the condiment, the middle ground between graceful flamingo and floundering fish, is where you aim to be. Travel advisories? In Venezuela, they're not just guidelines, they're plot twists in your personal travel thriller. Navigating through Caracas could turn you into the next Indiana Jones, dodging challenges with the finesse of a Hollywood action hero, minus the stunt double, of course. But amidst the chaos and the challenges, Venezuela's heart beats with the warmth of its people, the rhythm of salsa in the air, and the unparalleled beauty of its landscapes. Angola, a land where the process of securing a visa could easily be mistaken for an elaborate reality TV show, The Amazing Race Bureaucracy Edition. Picture this: you, an eager American traveler, armed with nothing but your wits and an arsenal of paperwork, embark on the quest for the elusive Angolan visa. The first challenge? The invitation letter. Not just any casual, hey, come over for a BBQ invite, but a formal government-approved summons from the depths of Angolan officialdom. It's like getting a Hogwarts letter, but instead of learning spells, you're navigating the spellbinding intricacies of Angolan visa policies. And then, the application process itself. Imagine a labyrinth, but instead of minotaurs, you're facing a myriad of forms, documents, and the ever-present risk of being told to start all over again because you missed the 17th signature box in the 23rd document. It's the ultimate test of patience, perseverance, and your ability to not crumble under the weight of existential dread. But let's not forget the waiting game. Oh, the suspense. Will your application be approved in days, weeks, or will it become a legend, whispered among visa officers as the application that time forgot? The tension could rival the season finale of your favorite TV drama. However, should you emerge victorious with the stamped passport in hand, you're not just a traveler, you're a legend, a veritable Indiana Jones of international bureaucracy. Angola awaits with its breathtaking landscapes, rich culture, and a sense of accomplishment that no mere tourist site can provide. Mexico, the land of tequila sunrises, where the biggest decision you might face is taco or burrito. But for the intrepid American traveler, venturing into Mexico is akin to stepping into a vibrant painting, one where the colors are a bit brighter, the food a touch spicier, and the parties, well, let's just say your average Tuesday night could easily turn into a scene from Coco. Now, imagine navigating the bustling streets of Mexico City, where the traffic flows with the chaos and beauty of a carefully choreographed ballet. As an American, you might find yourself playing a real-life game of Frogger, dodging speedy vochos, the affectionate term for VW Beetles, as you make your way to the nearest taco stand. Speaking of tacos, dining in Mexico is not just a meal, it's an adventure for your taste buds. But beware, my gringo friends, for the little bit spicy to a local might just translate to fire-breathing dragon on the Scoville scale for the uninitiated. Always have a glass of horchata at the ready, the ultimate fire extinguisher for those spicy encounters. And then there's the art of haggling in the markets. You thought Black Friday was the ultimate test of your bargain hunting skills? Prepare to elevate your game as you navigate through a maze of colorful stalls, each vendor ready to engage in a friendly battle of wits and prices. Your goal? To emerge victorious, clutching that handcrafted souvenir like a trophy, having paid a price that would make even the savviest shopper back home green with envy. But let's not forget the beaches. Oh, the beaches, where the sand is as fine as powdered sugar and the water so clear you can see your toes wiggling in the shallows. Here, the biggest worry might just be whether the iguana sunbathing next to you is eyeing your cocktail or just enjoying the view. In the heart of Mexico, beneath the shadow of ancient pyramids and within the bustling city squares, lies a rhythm, a pulse, a laughter that invites you in, wraps you in a warm embrace and whispers, "Relax, you're on Mexican time now." The Netherlands, land of tulips, windmills, and bicycles that outnumber people. Imagine stepping into a country where the national sport isn't football, it's dodging bikes while trying to cross the street. Here, your greatest adversary isn't the weather, though it does rain about 250 days a year. It's the silent, speedy cyclist coming up behind you with the ferocity of a Tour de France contender. In this picturesque country, you'll find cities where the buildings lean more than your Uncle Bob's after a few Heinekens. Yes, Amsterdam's charming, wonky houses aren't just Instagram fodder. They're a daily reminder that in the Netherlands, even the architecture refuses to conform. And speaking of Heineken, the Dutch take their beer seriously, but not in a let's write a sonnet about this IPA's citrus notes kind of way. More like, let's see how many we can balance on a bike and still make it home kind of way. But it's not all bikes and beer. The Dutch have a love affair with cheese that rivals any high school romance. In places like Gouda, cheese isn't just food. It's a way of life, a passion, a reason for existing. And the best part? They're more than happy to share this cheesy love with the world, one wheel at a time. Then there's the language. Dutch might sound like someone put German and English in a blender, but try to learn a few phrases. The locals will appreciate the effort, even if it sounds like you're gargling marbles. Plus, it's the only place in the world where gezellig can describe everything from a cozy cafe to a lively party or even a well-fitting sweater. It's the Swiss Army knife of words. So pack your raincoat, brush up on your bicycle bell etiquette, and get ready to embrace gezelligheid. The Netherlands is more than just a destination. It's a quirky, endearing adventure where every day is a chance to cycle into a new surprise. Just watch out for those bikes. Canada, the land of polite apologies and maple syrup rivers, where the moose roam free and the poutine flows like the mighty Niagara. Imagine a place so friendly, even the border guards greet you with a smile and a "Welcome to Canada, eh?" It's the only country where sorry is the national catchphrase, used as liberally as ketchup on fries. Venture into the great Canadian wilderness, where the trees are as tall as the tails of Paul Bunyan, and the lakes are so clear you can see the apologies reflected in the water. Here, the great outdoors isn't just a place, it's a national pastime, with camping spots so breathtaking even the most dedicated city slicker might consider trading their iPhone for a fishing rod. But don't be fooled by the rustic charm. Canada's cities are as vibrant as a Mountie's red coat. Toronto, the city of neighborhoods, where you can travel the world in a day just by walking a few blocks. Montreal, where the bagels are as legendary as the city's jazz festivals. And let's not forget Vancouver, where you can hit the beach and the ski slopes all in one day, just mind the rain. Speaking of the weather, if you're visiting Canada, bring layers. Yes, plural. The Canadian climate is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, but it's likely to involve at least one snowflake. And in winter, the true Canadian pastime emerges. Hockey. It's not just a sport, it's a religion, a reason for being, and the perfect excuse to politely shout at the television in a bar. Canadian cuisine? A delightful smorgasbord of comfort food. Dive into a plate of poutine where fries, cheese curds, and gravy combine in a symphony of delicious regret. And let's not forget the national treasure that is Canadian bacon, a meat so iconic it could almost get its face on the currency. Almost. So pack your friendliest smile, brush up on your hockey lingo, and prepare for a journey to the Great White North, where the landscapes are as grand as the people are warm. Just remember to say sorry if you bump into a moose. After all, this is Canada, eh? Australia, the land where everything is upside down and the kangaroos have more rights than the tourists. Imagine a place where "G'day" is a universal greeting and "no worries" is the national mantra, applicable to everything from spilling your beer to encountering a spider the size of a small car. In the land down under, the sunsets are so breathtaking you'd swear the sky is just showing off. But beware, the beaches, while stunning, are patrolled by more than just lifeguards. Here, the jellyfish don't just sting, they throw a full-blown aquatic tantrum, and the sharks aren't just swimming. They're doing quality control on who gets to surf. Speaking of surfing, it's not just a sport in Australia, it's a rite of passage. The waves are so epic, even the dolphins line up for a go. And if you're not into surfing, there's always the outback, where the term wide open spaces takes on a whole new meaning. It's the only place where you can drive for hours, see absolutely nothing, and still be in complete awe of the scenery. And then there's wildlife. Ah yes, the cuddly koalas, which, while adorable, have mastered the art of looking utterly unimpressed by human existence. The kangaroos, on the other hand, are the unofficial welcoming committee, ready to greet you with a hop, skip, and an occasional boxing match if you forget to respect their personal space. But let's not forget the Aussie barbecue, a sacred ritual where throwing another shrimp on the barbie is more than just a phrase. It's a culinary event, an art form, and a community gathering all rolled into one. And while you're munching on your shrimp, don't forget to wash it down with a cold one, because if there's one thing Australians understand, it's beer. In fact, it's a well-known fact that the beer serves as both a beverage and a unit of currency. Ah, Chile, the slender superstar of South America, where the Andes meet the Pacific and the landscapes change faster than a chameleon on a disco floor. Imagine a country so long you could experience all 4 seasons in a single day. Start with a morning ski in the mountains, lunch in the vineyards, an afternoon surf at the beach, and end with stargazing in the desert. In Chile, the national dance, the cueca, isn't just a dance. It's a full-blown courtship ritual. Picture a rooster charming a hen, but with humans and handkerchiefs. It's passionate, it's intricate, and if you're not careful, you might find yourself engaged by the final twirl. Now let's talk about food. Ever tried a completo? It's like a hot dog, but with an identity crisis. Loaded with avocado, mayo, tomatoes, and sauerkraut. It's a culinary roller coaster that leaves you wondering whether you're coming or going. And seafood. With a coastline stretching over 4,000 miles, you're never too far from a fish that was probably swimming just a few hours before it landed on your plate. But beware, the unassuming ají, chili pepper, is everywhere, lurking in salsas, stews, and even in some daring desserts. It's a fiery game of Russian roulette for your taste buds, a deliciously dangerous dance where the winner takes all and the loser, well, let's just say they're in for a spicy surprise. And then there's the art of conversing. In Chile, a simple "how are you" can evolve into an epic saga about the cousin of the neighbor's dog who once chased a car and ended up in a town 2 valleys over. Storytelling is an art form where every chat is a chance to weave a tapestry of tales, each more elaborate than the last. Welcome to Pakistan, where the chai is as strong as the opinions and every meal is a spicy adventure that'll make your taste buds sing and possibly cry for mercy. Imagine a land so diverse that you can go from the scorching deserts to the icy peaks of the Himalayas faster than you can say Naran Kaghan. In this vibrant country, cricket isn't just a sport, it's a religion, a reason for being, and possibly the only thing that unites every soul with the intensity of a blockbuster Bollywood finale. Picture the streets coming to life, not just with the sounds of bustling bazaars, but with impromptu cricket matches where every run scored is celebrated like a victory in battle. But let's talk about the real national treasure of Pakistan: weddings. Oh, weddings. They're not just events, they're epic sagas that unfold over a week with more plot twists than a soap opera and enough food to feed a small village. You haven't truly experienced a party until you've been to a Pakistani wedding where the dance floor is always packed and the aunties are the unofficial judges of the best-dressed and most eligible bachelor contests. Navigating the streets of cities like Karachi and Lahore requires the skills of a seasoned explorer. It's where rush hour is every hour, and the traffic rules are more like gentle suggestions. Here, the rickshaws zip through the streets with the agility of race cars, albeit with more color and a lot more noise. And the food. Prepare your palate for a culinary roller coaster, from the sizzling kebabs of Peshawar to the decadent biryanis of Hyderabad. Pakistani cuisine is a bold declaration of love for all things spicy, meaty, and wonderfully aromatic. Just remember, when offered a dish, saying no is not an option. It's an insult to centuries-old recipes passed down through generations. So pack your sense of humor, a stash of antacids, and an open heart. Pakistan is a land of contrasts, a place where every corner holds a story, every meal is a feast, and every greeting is a warm embrace. Just be sure to brush up on your cricket lingo, and you'll fit right in. Welcome to Tunisia, where the sands are golden, the history is rich, and the Mediterranean breezes whisper tales of ancient civilizations. But hold your camels, dear American traveler, for this North African gem has a bit of a love-hate relationship with the stars and stripes, thanks in part to a certain unfortunate cinematic endeavor that ruffled more than just a few feathers. Picture this. An American decides to make a film, Innocence of Muslims, that's about as well received as a sandstorm at a beach party. The movie, less a blockbuster and more a cultural faux pas, sparked outrage far and wide, casting a shadow over American-Tunisian relations. Now, the average Tunisian might not hold every American accountable, but it's safe to say the film didn't make the best impression. So you, the intrepid American traveler, might find yourself navigating more than just the winding streets of the Medina. You're on a diplomatic mission, armed with nothing but your charm and perhaps an apologetic shrug to win hearts and minds, one mint tea at a time. But fear not. Tunisia is a land of contrasts and confluences, where the ancient ruins of Carthage sit comfortably alongside bustling modern cafes. It's a place where you can lose yourself in the labyrinthine alleys of Sousse or bask in the tranquil blues of the Mediterranean in Djerba. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, involves diving headfirst into the rich tapestry of Tunisian culture. Attend a traditional wedding where the celebrations are as vibrant as a Tunisian rug and last longer than most vacations. Or find yourself in a spirited debate in a local cafe, discussing everything from the merits of couscous over pasta to the intricate strategies of football, Tunisia's unofficial second religion. And let's not forget the Sahara. Venture into the desert on a camel, where the nights are a symphony of stars and the days are filled with the kind of silence you can only find in vast, open spaces. It's the perfect place to reflect on international relations or simply ponder the mysteries of the universe. Welcome to Slovenia, a country so picturesque it might just make your Instagram filter pack up and leave out of sheer inadequacy. Nestled between Italy, Austria, Hungary, and Croatia, Slovenia is the land of breathtaking landscapes from the Julian Alps to the serene shores of Lake Bled. But before you start packing your lederhosen for a frolic in the alpine meadows, there's a slight catch if you're waving an American passport. You see, despite being the birthplace of the First Lady, Melania Trump, Slovenia has a bit of its complicated relationship status with the US. It seems some Slovenians aren't exactly throwing welcome parties for Americans, and it's not just because they're jealous of our superior peanut butter. The sentiment, rather humorously, might stem from a collective side-eye at US leadership and politics, which can sometimes feel as confusing and tangled as a bowl of kranjska klobasa, that's Slovenian sausage for the uninitiated. But don't let that deter you. Slovenia is like that high school friend who's a bit hard to read at first, but ends up being a lifelong buddy. Imagine sipping on a crisp local wine in the Vipava Valley, where the vineyards are as generous as the local spirits, once you've assured them you're not there to debate politics. Or picture yourself in the capital, Ljubljana, a city so charming and walkable, it feels like it was designed by a committee of Pinterest users and fairy tale authors. Here, you can paddleboard down the Ljubljanica River, glide under historic bridges, and assure curious onlookers that, yes, Americans can paddleboard without causing an international incident. And for the adventurous, there's the Skocian Caves, a subterranean wonderland so epic you half expect to bump into a hobbit or a dragon on a guided tour. It's the perfect place to remind yourself that deep down, we're all just earthlings, marveling at the same wonders, regardless of our passport colors. So, dear American wanderers, pack your bags with a spirit of adventure and a dash of humility. Embrace the Slovenian way of life, from the tranquil shores of Lake Bled to the lively streets of Ljubljana. Who knows? By the time you leave, you might just have convinced a few Slovenians that Americans are pretty zabavno, that's fun, in Slovenian, after all. Just remember to leave politics at the door and the peanut butter at home. Welcome to Austria, the land of classical music, breathtaking Alps, and schnitzel that's so good you'll want to yodel from the rooftops. But before you don your dirndl or lederhosen and jet off to Vienna, there's a peculiar vibe you might want to be aware of, especially if you're hailing from the land of the free and the home of the brave. You see, Austria, with its grand palaces and majestic landscapes, seems to have a bit of a love-not-so-much situation with our American friends. It's not that Austrians don't appreciate the finer things from the US, like jazz or the latest Hollywood blockbusters. The issue, oddly enough, seems to stem from a not-so-enchanted view of American politics and policies, which can sometimes feel as complex and layered as a Viennese opera. But don't let this diplomatic hiccup deter you. Think of it as an opportunity to engage in the fine art of cultural exchange. Picture yourself in a cozy Viennese cafe, sipping on a melange, surrounded by intellectuals debating the merits of Freud's theories. Here's your chance to charm and disarm with your worldly knowledge and perhaps a few well-placed compliments about the local Sachertorte. And who can resist the allure of Salzburg, the birthplace of Mozart, where music fills the air like the scent of fresh strudel? It's a city that prides itself on its cultural heritage, so much so that even the hills seem to sing. Just be prepared to explain that, no, not all American music is like the latest pop sensation's summer hit. Then, there's the Austrian countryside, with its picturesque villages and serene lakes, where you can hike, bike, or simply bask in the natural beauty. It's the perfect backdrop to ponder international relations, or better yet, forget them entirely as you immerse yourself in the tranquil beauty of the Alps. So, dear American travelers, prepare your bags with an open mind and a sense of humor. Austria awaits with its cultural riches, historical treasures, and perhaps a side of skepticism. But who knows? By the end of your journey, you might just leave with a few new friends, a deeper appreciation for classical music, and maybe, just maybe, a better understanding of why the Wiener Schnitzel is vastly superior to anything you can find in a fast food joint. Welcome to Argentina, the land of tango, beef so tender it practically melts in your mouth, and soccer skills that could make a grown man weep. But before you start practicing your ol and packing your bags for Buenos Aires, there's a bit of a cultural scrimmage you might want to be aware of, especially if you're coming from the land of stars and stripes. You see, Argentina has a rich tapestry of history and culture, with a dash of economic complexity and a pinch of political intrigue. And somewhere in that mix, the sentiment towards Americans has become, let's say, a little frostier than the top of the Andes. It's not that Argentinians don't love a good old barbecue or have anything against jazz. The vibe seems to stem from a cocktail of historical events and political decisions that left many Argentinians giving the side eye to policies from the north. But fear not, intrepid traveler. This is your chance to embark on a mission of goodwill and cultural diplomacy. Picture yourself in a bustling Buenos Aires cafe, sipping on a robust Malbec, engaging in spirited conversations about everything from Maradona's Hand of God to the nuances of Argentine Malbec versus Napa Valley Cabernet. And it's not just about the vino. Argentina's landscapes offer adventures that range from the glacier-hugging peaks of Patagonia to the steamy jungles of Iguazu Falls. Here, amidst the natural splendor, you can demonstrate the universal language of appreciation for beauty, perhaps bridging gaps one wow at a time. Then there's the tango, a dance so passionate and intricate it could solve world peace if everyone just gave it a try. Hit the dance floors of San Telmo, where the flick of a leg and the clasp of hands speak louder than words. It's the perfect opportunity to let actions speak louder than any political discourse. So pack your most diplomatic smile, a few tango steps, and a hearty appetite for empanadas. Argentina is a land of contrasts and confluences, where the warmth of its people and the richness of its culture can melt even the chilliest of receptions. Just remember, it's all about the connection, the shared moments, and maybe, just maybe, a shared love for Lionel Messi. Lebanon, a country where history is as rich as hummus and the landscapes are as diverse as the dialects. Nestled on the Mediterranean, it's a place where ruins speak of ancient times and the nightlife buzzes with modern vitality. But if you're an American dreaming of meandering through the cedar forests or savoring a fresh manikish in Beirut, you might find the welcome mat a tad complicated. You see, the relationship between Lebanon and the US is a bit like a soap opera, full of twists and turns that could rival any telenovela. It's not so much that the Lebanese people have anything against Americans personally. Oh no, it's more about the political chess game and the decades of complex history that have left many Lebanese giving the side eye to Uncle Sam's extended family. Picture this. You, an American traveler, step into a lively Beirut cafe, ready to dive into a plate of tabbouleh when the conversation turns to politics. Suddenly, you find yourself in the hot seat, not just explaining why you chose to visit Lebanon, but also the intricacies of US foreign policy. And you thought navigating the narrow streets of Byblos was going to be your biggest challenge. But don't let this deter you from packing your bags. Lebanon is a tapestry of experiences, from the serene beauty of the Kadisha Valley to the vibrant streets of Hamra. Your mission, should you choose to embrace it, is to embark on a charm offensive. Brush up on your Arabic greetings, practice your best Ala W Sala, that's welcome for the uninitiated, and prepare to share stories that transcend borders. Remember, in Lebanon, the hospitality is legendary. You might find yourself invited into a stranger's home for a feast fit for royalty, where the table groans under the weight of mezzi and the conversation flows as freely as the arak. It's here, in these moments of shared laughter and clinking glasses, that you'll find the true spirit of Lebanon. So, pack your sense of adventure, a hearty appetite, and maybe a crash course in diplomatic relations. Lebanon awaits with open arms and a mosaic of experiences, ready to challenge, enchant, and transform. Just remember to leave the politics at the airport and bring an extra suitcase for all the memories and baklava you'll want to bring back home. Dear friends, if you enjoyed today's video, please like and share it. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more.